Who's going to come? Who's going to come? PCCF.
As you are aware that we are here to inaugurate the Peace Memorial in the park. And the formal function is upstairs, but at the request of Hon'ble Chief Minister Dr. and Neiphiu Rio, start the business.
Okay. PCCF of Environment and Forest, my honorable colleagues, officers from the department, and senior officers who are present here, DC and all the officers, public leaders, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. Well, in the heart of Kohima, we have set up this eco park through the JICA support. Earlier, the two ambassadors of Japan had inaugurated the Japan and Naga's friendship store, and also the Kohima Peace Memorial has been inaugurated. So now, in this Eco Park complex, all those components will be there. And so, on behalf of all my honorable colleagues and all the gentlemen and ladies and the department, I take great pleasure in inaugurating our Eco Park, and I hope this will be a blessing to the people of Kohima town and the travelers and particularly tourists to spend their blessed time and enjoy. God bless. Regard to the front. You have to explain. As we walk, you have to explain. As we walk, you have to explain. The parking block here, interface. Start. So this is the parking space for 50 vehicles provided. 2 levels. Then we have the park. So we'll go to the road. Okay. Then we have a small ramen store. Then the last one here. We'll take around. Yeah, we'll take around. Then this US coffee or Nagaland coffee. US coffee. They will be serving the coffee today. Sometimes we'll be having these small exhibitions. So this space are the one on top, and this level is this was big. So, all these items have been recovered from here. All these items. From this during the construction of this. Take time and study that. During the construction.
At this inaugural function for the Kohima Peace Memorial and the Eco Park. Today's event, it marks the formal opening of this facility for the general public, and it has come at an apt time because, as you are all aware, that we are going to start the Hon'ble Festival starting from 1st of December. So this facility and this venue will also be prominent part of the festivities that will follow. This event also marks the culmination of sustained efforts on part of the department, on part of the government of Nagaland, and especially Honorable CM to realize this dream. As we know that as Kohima is growing, we need outdoor spaces, but unfortunately we don't have many. So this will become one of the more popular outdoor facilities or outdoor place that we have in the city. As I said, that this is the realization of efforts on part of the department, the government, and I'm happy to share that those efforts were mostly spearheaded by our Honorable CM. And his regular and personal involvement in this project shows how close this project is to his heart. And we are thankful to you, sir, for that, because thanks to your personal involvement that we could achieve the rapid pace of construction and we could deliver the facility in time. So, sir, before I move to give a brief of the facilities on the various structures that we have here, I would request the our JICA staff to felicitate Honorable CM Dr. Neiphiu Rio. Sir. The Eco Park was conceived and funded. It was conceived initially by the tourism department, and then they come up with a proposal to the forest department that can be funded through the JICA assisted Nagaland forest management project. And while there were a lot of initial issues, because as you know, Japanese are generally very particular in how the money that they are loaning us is spent and how what can be considered, what cannot be considered. But thanks to the efforts by our Honorable Chief Minister and efforts by the department, that we were finally able to convince them to fund it, with the condition that this will also be used as an outlet, as a place to showcase the products of the self-help groups that we have formed under the JICA sponsored Nagaland Forest Management Project. The Peace Memorial, as we were discussing the Eco Park, this idea of Peace Memorial also came. And this, as you know, that the place where we are sitting today, it has a historical significance. It saw a bloody battle during the Second World War, in which the Japanese were involved on one side and the British Imperial forces were on the other side. So this was an apt place, and during the discussion about the construction of Eco Park, this idea also came up, which were then fostered by Honorable CM, and eventually we were able to have this Peace Memorial also on this historic site. With this, I now would like to invite Pastor Visato Yhoshü for the invocation prayer.
Psalm 24:1. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and those who dwell therein. Psalm 19:7. Let the favor of the Lord our God be upon us, and establish the work of our hands upon us. Yes, establish the work of our hands. Shall we close our eyes and bow our heads as we honor God's presence, as I lead in a word of prayer. Gracious God, our loving Heavenly Father,
Chairman of the program, Shri Vedpal Singh, PCCF in HOFF, Department of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Nagaland. Respected Dr. Neiphiu Rio, Hon'ble Chief Minister, my cabinet colleagues, Shri Metha, advisor to the Hon'ble Chief Minister, fellow legislators, Pastor Visato, Yhoshü, Union Baptist Church, Shri Sentiyanger, IS Chief Secretary, Government of Nagaland, HODs, in HODs, senior government officials, Chairperson, and executive members from Kohima Village Council and Autonomia Council, members of the civil society organization, press and media, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. It's matter of great happiness for me to warmly welcome everyone to the inauguration function of the Kohima Peace Memorial in Eco Parks. The Eco Park is a joint project of Government of Japan and Government of Nagaland, which symbolizes the spirit of friendship and reconciliation between Japan and the people of Nagaland born from the tragedy of World War II. The friendship has now matured into a message of peace and brotherhood. The Peace Memorial, which serves as a mark of respect to those who lost their life fighting in World War II on the same ground where we are holding this function. It is also a testament to the belief in the power of peace. The Eco Park components of the project has been funded through the JICA Assisted Nagaland Forest Management Project, NFMP, being implemented by my department. Besides serving an important open space in the city, the park will also serve as an outlet for products being made by women self-help groups created the Nagaland Forest Management Project. 2 stalls in the Eco Park have been allocated for this purpose. I welcome you once again, each one of you, especially the Honorable CM, for taking time to inaugurate the facility. I hope this landmark in the heart of Kohima city will be a vibrant place that promotes culture, peace and reconciliation, and celebrates the beauty and rich biodiversity of our land. Thank you and God bless.
We give praise and thanks to God Almighty for this wonderful occasion. Before I begin, let me place on record very clearly and specifically that I am not a historian, a researcher, or an expert on this subject, but I'm grateful to the department for giving me this opportunity to stand before you and share a few words. So as I said, I'm not an expert, but let me share a few thoughts. Today, as I drove past the Kohima War Cemetery, past that tank down there, and walked in the space of this peace memorial, I was reminded of 3 places I was fortunate to visit in the past few years. The eternal flame, where the atom bomb was dropped in Hiroshima. Pearl Harbor, which changed the course of the war in the West. And a place where I stood and looked down from the bridge on the River Kwai in Kanchanaburi, Thailand. All these 3 places reminded me and brought back photographic memories of my visit, because those 3 places were significant and historical locations as far as the Second World War is concerned. Why I say this is Kohima, iconic Kohima, is no lesser in its significance and its historical importance. We all know the historical background behind what happened here in Kohima. As the Japanese forces swept through Asia, the Far East, and reached here, Kohima was witness to one of the greatest battles in modern history. historians and all of us say that the Battle of Kohima changed the course of world history. We keep saying that if the Japanese forces had reached Dimapur, gotten hold of the airstrip and the railway head, perhaps the history of the subcontinent would have been different. Perhaps the spread of democracy in South Asia would have been different. But at times we tend to forget that the march of the Japanese army from Japan across Asia till here also changed the course of history throughout Asia, speeded up the process of decolonization, and so many new nations emerged, achieving independence from European countries. Whatever the result of the war, history changed course. And we say history changed course. The forces of democracy and freedom won here. And when we say that, we must be very clear that the Naga people, the local population, we contributed towards that victory. We were living peaceful lives, living off the land, living the way our forefathers and our foreparents taught us for generations. And suddenly guns boomed, tanks arrived, jet fighters flew over us, and war was upon us. We were suddenly caught up in a war that we had nothing to do with. Great ideologies, superpowers clashed here in our lands and in our fields. Today, we sit here and appreciate the wonderful facility that has come up. Blue skies, gentle breeze, a vibrant city down the street. But one can imagine 80 years ago what the scene would have been. Cries of pain, devastation, destruction, the smell of death. Today, as the chairperson said, we walk on the same soil that they fought on. This was the battlefield, the Kohima garrison, the Kohima ridge. This was the battlefield. This was the place where history was changed. We walk on that same soil which was soaked with their blood. We breathe the same air which they gasped for in their dying moments. We walk the soil which was soaked with their blood, and we spend this hour of fellowship in the space where they made the ultimate sacrifice. But we've learned from war and violence and death. Today, this place, the Naga people, the local community, are using the experience, the pain of war and death to spread peace, to tell the world that peace is the only option. Today, Kohima and the Naga people are contributing again towards the goodness of humanity. We are telling our experience and the knowledge that we gain to tell the world that there must be oneness, there must be unity, there must be peace, because peace is the only way. We contributed towards the triumph and victory of democracy 80 years ago. Today, we will contribute for the good of humanity. We will take and claim our place in history, because we know down the road where the Kohima cemetery stands, every grave tells a story. Every spot of land down there will forever be Scotland, England, Ireland, Punjab, or wherever they came from. Teenagers, young sons, only childs, they travel thousands of kilometers to fight a war away from home. Mothers, grandparents lost their loved ones. But let us remember that those patches of land will forever be England, Scotland, Ireland, wherever they came from, as I said. And we will use that message to tell peace to the world. As I conclude, let us remember that we must tell the world just two words: never again. Thank you for listening.
Joe,
proud moment for us to come together in this manner, which I would say is a historical importance day. A solemn reminder of our past, a celebration of our presence, and a promise for our future. The site nestled amidst the serene hills of Kohima city echoes the memories of courage, sacrifice, and resilience. As you are aware, the story of Second World War and culminating the Battle of Kohima, which is also voted as the furious battles fought by the British forces. We had just inaugurated the Eco Park with other components are Japan and Naga's friendship and brotherhood, and also the foundation laid for this eco park by the then your Suzuki I think Yhoshü. So today we have just inaugurated that eco park, and that makes this place as already inaugurated Kohima Peace Memorial. So these components put together make this place a very important place. And the locals, it is not the war as mentioned, but directly or indirectly our people were involved. We had faced the hardship, the horror of conflicts, and so many things happened to us. We were awoken up by the civilizations that came to our doorstep. And our history has become a global history. This war, Second World War, it is very dear to me because my father was a war veteran. He was British Indian Army. And they were a part of the Second World War, scouting the East because Japanese had taken over Burma. Because they are local, they know the terrains, and therefore they were used. Fortunately, for the bigger period, he was in Happy Valley, Shillong, as a training assistant instructor. So he did not go to real war kind of situation. But a typical soldier, he brought the family, and he used to get angry, he used to shout, he used to teach his children like soldiers, his soldiers. when he is angry and he wants to give a lecture, Sabdan, Hilamat. So the way he was brought up. And 3 of us were sent to Sainik school, a military school. I'm one. My second brother died, Mr. Kedulubi in Golpara. And the third brother is the youngest, who is a medical doctor, Dr. Kro-u. So we respect him a lot because he used to give commands to us, and if we disobey, he used to react. In good time, he'll take out his dogma and show us and explain to us. He was also a receiver of King George V medal and a Burma Star. So that is his authority. Of course, his regiment stars and other things. So those people who had given their life in our place, Kohima, but our stories were never told. Outsiders, they tell and write our stories. It is others' narration about the war here. And so recent time, some authors started writing and giving our own version of war in Kohima, in and around. One gentleman is my old colleagues, Mr. Malamo Kikot. So it is interesting. Even my mother in the village used to, a group of young girls, they used to go and fetch water and bring it to the Britishers who had come and camped. And what she said is, after fetching water and give them, they'll get packets, chocolates, or tin foods. My mother said that is the tastiest thing we all ever had. That kind of experience. So even to my village, though it is 1 hour drive from here, a lot of stories. And Japanese had a cave where they used to bring their injured people, sick people, and treatment. And recently, I think, from Japan, Najono Sekose was telling that there are 2 dead bodies buried in that Kohima location. And I think they had found. So, like how I learned that my father, my mother, or my uncle involving, it is very dear to us. And you will have the same story or more stories to tell. When we are walking around the British materials, British and alike, Japanese and alike, some were already commenting, oh, I have something in my house, I will also contribute. You see, this will be a place, a heart of town, this will be a place. Many locals and tourists will like to come and visit. I've seen so many Japanese coming here. When this work was going on, I used to visit sometime. And Japanese people, they used to at least a bouquet or a piece of rose. They come and keep that Kohima Peace Memorial, the stone erected, written in Japanese also. the other side, when you go down and see the other side, may the soul rest in peace. Because so many Japanese died all over and even here. I think not in single digit, even in double digits. You are aware they lost so much. And even these Britishers, they lost so much. Our Commonwealth War Cemetery, we all go there and many people visit. That graves, only one Angami boy grave is there. But many people had suffered or died out of starvation or out of this war sickness or hardship. But those are not recognized. And that cemetery, Kohima cemetery, you are aware, 1,420 graves buried, detail written about their name and place. And for other Indian soldiers who were cremated or not buried there, 914 soldiers. So when you talk about all these things, that is only record here. There is a saying that Japanese, when the atom bomb was thrown and so many people died, they say they cannot count how many died. The atom bomb was dropped in 6th and 9th August in 1945, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And people estimated how many died. So they assess about 1 lakh to 1,66,000 people died in that atom bomb in 2 cities. I had the privilege also going to Hiroshima. And that bombed place, that area is declared as Peace Park. And that, what I would say, eternal flame in remembrance of all the people who died and propagating for peace. But like, if you go and see the movies or pictures, you see young and old, they go and see Japanese people, they weep, they cry, become so emotional. Even Britishers, tourists were there. They themselves also were crying. That inhuman thing happened. And therefore, I think war, Second World War, the fiercest battle and the last big fight took in Kohima. So, those of us who are living today, I honor that it keeps the history alive. We do our part. and also even not only us but future generation to come and see the devastating effect of war. Nagas are longing for peace, and therefore all Naga people should study the effect of war coming to cemetery, Kohima War Cemetery, or coming to Eco Park, and how this generation were trying to bring peace and unity. Yes, we have brought up these many facilities, the shops and the museums, some stalls for Naga dishes and other dishes also, including veg restaurant. Your different, you have Chinese kitchen also, I mean Japanese kitchen also, to have the taste. And therefore, all this, what is created, should be protected. We have to educate our people that this is a treasure for all of us and for generations to come. We are all leaders. I think particularly school children or college students, they should make a timing coming together in groups to visit this area, and there should be proper guide to tell the history. The children should know. In this British and Allied, the Japanese, their personal diaries, many good things are written, and the hardship, the starvation, the death, the experience. When you go minutely and then concentrate, you become a part of that. And the children will love it if there are proper guides. Tell them and then let them go around sittings. I think we have to teach our children well. This year, Japanese diplomats are not coming, maybe some during Hornbill Festival. And therefore, I'm informed that His Excellency Mr. Suzuki Hiroshi, he may visit next year. And the present embassy, Heikichi Ono. And these Japanese ambassadors are very powerful people. Ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary. The ambassador to India means on behalf of their own government, they can take decision. And that's how many things has happened. The stone erected friendship between Nagas and Japan. The stone is erected on your way down to the Kohima Peace Memorial. The Japanese JICA project funding not only these, it's funding livelihood, conservation, and many activities all over the state. You are aware, they had already sanctioned 400 bedded hospital, which will be managed and run the hospital by themselves. our doctors, nurses, and dear doctor nurses will work together to teach us so that once we are qualified and learned the basic language, you can go and serve. Right now, Japanese language is taught in Nagaland University. Teachers paid by their own self. I'm told there are very few students. Therefore, we should get in touch and make them read Japanese. Even in Toyota or Hyundai and in corporations, companies, some of them, they do selection of Naga youths. They like Naga, they like Northeast because look alike, food habits and polite, amenable. So when we went to Japan, we had signed with the government of Japan, of some states. And by next year, early year, they'll be coming to Nagaland to take interviews and to take them for skilling, trainings, and then basic learning of languages. That's how they want to promote us. It's like you playing football with your own same old village team, you'll not improve. But if you start playing with Assam, with West Bengal, with Mohun Bagan team, definitely you will learn. You have to be coach. You have to take training. That is how we improve ourselves. So I'm very happy that the landowners, the Kohima village, and the Department of Environment and Forest giving all the support. And of course, I cannot forget to mention Richard Bello. He is a master architect. Many people use him. They are very good. And like me, who is not qualified, but you like to give inputs, you like to interfere, you like to give your views, that putting our heads together, many good things happen. There's always plus minus. And so you have walk around and see. It is not easy to build up this kind of place. A quality control and then what is necessary and also how to promote our Naga motifs, designs. All this put together has come up. So I'm grateful to all the people who are involved. And now the shops all finished, no rooms. We thought we'll give to some selected people, but they could not get the rooms. And so department has done well and people involved making this place become a reality. It was only a vision, a thinking, but it has been implemented and become a reality. I'm grateful to all the agencies who have made it possible. This will be managed by the one society and people who are involved in this construction, so that the standard and the intention is maintained. And I advise that you take entry fees also. You control the price, very reasonable. And the shops also you promote Naga products. Yes, some of Japanese or British who are involved, it will be good also to see their goods also sold here, but it cannot be in large scale. So I also advise the shopkeepers or the shoppers, the owners, it should be a joint efforts to keep this as same as it is. And I'm sure we will all benefit. Japanese has become our friends. A friendship had been erected in the stone, and they're coming forward to help us. But let us remember, Japanese people are very disciplined people, very hard working, very focused. So if you want to become like Japanese, you have to become like them first. So don't think that class na jagana pass hoy jabo inaga bapna na ko lagi. We were very naughty when we were children. And we used to comment, hey, you can do class na jagbi pass hoy. It is not like that. Now, this age, very serious competition has come. Everybody start talking about meritocracy. So let us also work hard at disciplining like Japanese, so that we learn from them and we become a better society. Thank you and God bless.
His wife, Madam Neiphiu Rio, respected Deputy Chief, to end our formal program, I shall be proposing the vote of thanks. Firstly, I thank Pastor Visato Yhoshü for invoking the blessings of God for the program. Our special thanks goes to the Honorable Chief Minister Dr. Neiphiu Rio for gracing the occasion as the special guest and inaugurating the Eco Park and Peace Memorial. Sir, we thank you for sharing your thoughts and insights and also giving your suggestions on how best to make use of the asset that has been created and inaugurated by you today. I would like to place on record our profound gratitude to you, sir, for the initiative that you have taken from the inception of this project and ensuring that the project is successfully completed. Our thanks goes to the Honorable Chief Minister, Shri C.L. John, for delivering